We don't have it. We don't have it. We're thinking about Florida. We don't have it right here. Can I be honest with you? We don't have it. You look at the jobs. We don't have it. You look at the police department. We don't have it. You look at the fire department. We don't have it. And we're still, I'm a pastor. The most segregated day of the week is Sunday. You either going to a black church or you going to a white church. I don't care the denomination. I don't care what some people call the religion. We see very few of all of us coming together and serving one God. So for me, it starts there. If we're going to serve God, we got to do it right. We got to have the book of Revelation right now. We say, I seen people of all nations and all tongues coming together. Why can't we come together? Niagara Falls is too small to be racist. I guess only a few of us going to agree with that. I'm not trying to have a church or nothing, but even when I go see Michael Jordan play, when he used to dunk, we all... Look at that. Look, the devil trying to cut me off. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? But if I got to stand here and holler it, I'm going to holler it. Let me say this. My mind has changed. My efforts has changed. My work has changed. And I just hope, not a few of y'all, but I hope all of us, regardless of your color, watch this, regardless of your denomination. I don't even care if you Muslim, Jewish, Christian, whatever you are. We need to come together and unite. If we can't unite by serving the God we serve, we could at least get rid of racism in Niagara Falls, let it move to Wheatfield, Lewiston, Lockport, all throughout New York. Get your truck back on, Kenny. Let it start right here. Can we do that? Now y'all know I got a photogenic memory. So I'm looking at every face. So if I get in the fight, I know who I got with me.
Okay, now you can all see why he's one of my favorite people. This is Reverend Gary Jackson. He's an Army veteran, returned after spending a career in the military, and came back to Niagara Falls, St. Mark Open Door Baptist Church on Highland and Calumet Avenues. Next is going to be the president of the Niagara Ministerial Council, Reverend Timothy Brown. Reverend Timothy Brown is the pastor of Mount Zion Baptist Church on Calumet and on, I named the street. It's the old 15th Street, Aaron Griffin Way.
Thank you, Kenny. Today we stand out here to remember a young man whose life was tragically taken. Stand out here this evening to remember a young man whose life was tragically taken. We stand out here this evening to remember another life of a man who took out that life. And what it really does, what it shows us today, is that there needs to be a realistic talk about racism in America. It shows us today there needs to be a real dialogue between all those involved that we can live together. Dr. Martin Luther King said this. He said, men often hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they cannot communicate. They cannot communicate because they are separated. In Niagara Falls, in a city that has right at 50,000 people, we are too segregated, we are too separated, we are too alienated
There's no reason why a tragedy should bring us together, holding hands, locking arms, when we should be able to do this for the victories that we have in this city. In a place like Niagara Falls, there should be no child that's truant from school. In a place like Niagara Falls, there should be no person that is not unable to eat. In a place like Niagara Falls, there should be no person that is abused by the billy sticks of the police department. There should be no person in Niagara Falls who is uneducated. There should be no person in Niagara Falls who is looking for employment that can't get help finding employment if we come together. We have to start holding the candle to the people in charge of our city, which is each and every one of you. Stop staying at home when votes take place. Stop staying at home when the school board meets. Stop staying at home when the city council meets. We have to make a difference, and it starts with each and every one of us. If you are not going to participate, don't cry when stuff doesn't go your way. If you're not going to participate, stop complaining when things go on and you don't like them. What you have to do is you have to say, today, because of this tragedy, because I want this dialogue, because I don't have a job and I need some income for my family, today I'm making a change in myself to help make a change in my community. And it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, red, or yellow. All of us belong to Niagara Falls. All of us. And what we must do is we must create a neighborhood, a community that is going to be safe for our children. Young people, listen to me. Listen to me well. Don't you think that you can't be a Trayvon. Don't think because you all are wearing hoodies in solidarity now that there are not people watching that are waiting for you to crosswalk, waiting for you to step out of line, waiting for you to roll your eyes the wrong way. And I promise you, it'll be another vigil until somebody says enough is enough. Until parents start parenting again, until schools start educating again, until we start working together. We have an opportunity here. Every last child out here has a right to education. Every child out here has a right to have a safe community to play and to live in. And we need to send a message not only to Niagara Falls, but to all of Western New York, that if we can do it in Niagara Falls, Buffalo can do it, Lackawanna can do it, and all of the other surrounding cities. So I'm asking you, I'm pleading with you, amen, as we look across this sea of integration, as we look across this plethora of ethnicity, as we look across all of these smiling faces, this fabric and quilt of community, we must understand this one thing, that you are only as strong as the person that you're leaning on. You are only as strong as the person that you're leaning on. So the question today is, who are we leaning on? Can we lean on each other? Can we support one another? We don't have to look alike to think alike. We don't have to be in the same place to do the right thing. And I promise you, if we come together, we won't have rallies about Trayvon anymore. We'll have rallies about where we're going to build the next school. Where are we going to give away the next scholarship? When are we going to send the next child to higher education? And when we do that, you'll see a revitalization in Niagara Falls that they have never seen before. So what, they closed the mills. We have some of the brightest and best people in the world right here in Niagara Falls. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for your support. Young people, it's getting warm. If the police stop you, don't talk back. Say yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. Don't give them a reason. Amen. Don't give them a reason. All right? And if you all do what you're supposed to do, then we're going to make them have a lot of donut time. Amen. God bless you.
Reverend Timothy Brown. And let me expand just a second on what he just said. He says, when the police pull you over, believe me, I've been pulled over a lot of times. I've been to traffic court more than most traffic judges have been. And it is important, two things, like you said. Once you're pulled over, it is yes, sir, no, sir. Don't give him any reason to suspect you of doing anything. You are under his power. John B. Elmore is an attorney who used to be a state trooper, who used to be a prosecutor, and he wrote a book on how to survive the criminal justice system. He said, would you pick a fight with somebody dressed in blue and stand on the corner? He got a gun, he got a radio, he got a stick, he could call all of his friends. In a minute, they'll be there to help beat you up. And if you wouldn't do that for somebody who was a Crip or a Blood or something like that, why on God's green earth would you do that to a policeman? Don't be stupid. But before even that, don't give the police a reason to pull you over in the first place. Do not speed. Use your traffic signaling devices. Have respect on the road like you would have for that police officer after he has pulled you over, and that'll solve a lot of problems. I talked to Mayor Deister earlier this week. He would have liked to have been here, but he's on vacation. And Donna Owens, the city administrator. Oh, okay, here she is. Great, wonderful. She wasn't sure she was going to be here. I'm glad that she's here to speak. This is Donna Owens. She's our city administrator, the department head of department heads.
Well, we're standing here together to talk about an issue that is, Pastor Booth and Archbishop Booth, they talked about it not only just in Florida, but a global issue, about injustice and about racism, about any ism. There's sexism, chauvinism, racism, all types of isms that affect people. We know that all we want and all anyone ever wants is justice. We want the right to live as everyone else. We want all these young people that are standing here, that this is your city and your future, to understand you have the right to be where you want to be, walk where you want to walk, and be lawfully in line with what you're supposed to do. So, to the family, there was such a tragedy. It was a tragedy on both sides. A tragedy on the victim's side, a tragedy on the guy that did the shooting. We need to make sure that everybody understands that it's being investigated and justice will prevail. And it's because of your voice and voices around the country and voices around the world that justice will prevail. And everybody will understand that you have the right and the liberties as same as everyone else to live a quality life. Not an existence, a quality life where you feel like you're free, you're involved, and you have a voice, and justice will be served on all of our behalf. So the mayor couldn't be here today, but he's always looking for ways in which he can make this city a better city as long as we continue to work together. The mayor, the council, all of us, everybody that you put your trust in is going to continue to work together to make this city a better city for everyone, where you can all wear hoodies, walk around, and do whatever you want to do, as long as we are living peacefully and mindfully and respectfully together. It's a thing called civility. You understand? Civility, being civil and respectful to one another. It's all about respect. Respect of differences, respect of culture. It's all about respect. Okay? So I just wanted to stop by to say that to you all, and that we will see justice come. And whatever the outcome is, the voices have been heard, and nobody should just be walking because you have a hoodie on. By the way, one of the congressmen today was kicked out of Congress. He was asked to leave because he wore a hoodie. Okay, so that shows you the mindset of folks. You have to really come together, have a voice, speak up, participate. Come to council meetings, come to school board meetings, participate. This is your city. We don't tell you what to do. This is your city. You direct us, okay? Amen.
Thank you very much. We have a petition going around, a clipboard, so that we might be able to contact you. Again, the reason that we have this here, this monument here, is dedicated in honor of the Niagara community's rich tradition of donating their time and their talents for many causes. Again, the way that we can make all of the things happen that everyone was just talking about is by contributing our time and our energies to make our communities better. There are some folks here who have done exactly that. We're going to try to speed this up just a little bit. I just want to recognize that Mort Abramowitz is here. He's was the city manager at one time. And he was the fellow that way back in the 60s hired Joe Prophet. If you don't know, some of you young folks might not know this, but Joe Prophet was the first black department head in the city of Niagara Falls. 15th Street was named for him because of that reason. And Mr. Abramowitz was one of the people that pushed and hired Joe Prophet. So this integration thing goes back long before a lot of us standing here. And Joe Prophet and Morton Abramowitz was a party to that. We have with us today council members Christian Grandinetti and council member Charles Walker, and I'm asking them to come up and speak.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. If you don't mind, I had a little prayer I wanted to share with you. Bring justice to the people, O beloved, and strength on my behalf, to stand firm against oppression from all that is greedy and unjust. Deliver me, for you are the one in whom I take refuge. O my soul, open the door to love. Yes, let us sing a song of diversity, a song of oneness and unity, for we are all one in love's heart, now and forevermore. Let us ever reflect the peace we are. Thank you. I used to believe that if I made the most noise and raised the biggest ruckus, I could make the most difference and affect the most change. But I got older and I got a little wiser. I became a teacher and a public servant. And it occurred to me that my behavior was a reflection to my students, who I love so dearly, and my community. And therefore I had a big